Hey guys, it is NinTomBP, and this Let's Look At is dedicated to the DLC Heart of Darkness for Victoria 2. Now this DLC was released on the 16th and goes for about $20 on Steam. Now Victoria 2 is a grand strategy game from Paradox Interactive Studios, who are famous for their other grand strategy games such as Europa Universalis 3, Crusader Kings 2, and their most recent title, March of the Eagles. This game takes place between 1836 and goes all the way up to 1936, and this title is more focused on domestic issues and less on military aspects. Now, this new DLC can be viewed as more of a patch than actual DLC because it brings very little new content to the game. This DLC does improve the naval and colonial system and introduces a new crisis system. First off, let's talk about the changes that have been made to the naval aspect of the game. Before this DLC came out to people, the AI and other people playing the game in multiplayer would just stack as many powerful ships they could into one fleet, and then send them to fight whatever battles they wanted to. And usually they would win if they had the more ships. But in the DLC, this is all changed in that now a smaller fleet of maybe 10 frigates could actually stand a chance against the same number of, giant battleships. So it can be, well, I don't really like that in the way that it's just more of a patch than an actual update, but it does make the game a lot more balanced to new players especially who might not be able to make those giant battleships early on. And the next thing that is changed in this DLC is the Colonial System. Before, if you were the first to colonize an area, you basically had free roam over that place and had no real threat other than other major powers. But now in the new colonial system that they implemented, other people can colonize the same area, so there's competition to try to colonize it the fastest so that you can actually make it one of your provinces and kick the other people out. And what this does is, during this time period, a lot of the colonial powers in Europe were trying to claim lands in Africa, and this makes that experience that much more enjoyable. And now, the final change that has been, not change, but new feature that has been implemented into the game is the crisis system. And the way that this system works is, some small, relatively unimportant nation will have some type of political tension towards another great power, which there are, I think, 6 or 8 of them. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, they're aggressive to that nation. And the other nations have to pick a side, basically. And they can either choose to come to some type of agreement and make peace with each other, or they can do the opposite and go into complete and total war, much like the very first World War, which is what this is trying to insinuate in the game. Now, that's all I have to say about this DLC. Honestly, I think it's more of a patch than a real DLC, but if you are a hardcore fan of these games, I definitely recommend you go pick this up. I definitely did, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time.